All right. I am going to see if we are live on YouTube. Checking the channel page really quick. Just give me a second here. I want to make sure that I am making this video for you guys. All right. I'm gonna go down to the yep, no, not made for kids. It's not. Making sure that we are 100% live. Making sure that everybody can see. So give me just 1 second. I will be right back. All right, everybody, what's up? What's up to everybody watching here tonight? My name is Ricky. Welcome to the Ricky Bienvenu Show podcast YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get into today's test video, I just want to remind everybody that coming up in January, the podcast that you're watching right now, we will be doing this at least 2 or 3 days in advance. No, I meant 3 days, 2 or 3 podcasts live during the Monday through Friday days or the 7-day week. As a matter of fact, if you have not seen on the lower left corner of the screen, you can see right down here is the Twitter page for the Ricky Bienvenu Show podcast YouTube channel and all that good stuff right there. As a matter of fact, though, I'm gonna take a break really quick. I'll be right back. I had to get something really quick to talk about, but also to charge this laptop computer because it's almost dead. Yeah, it's 51% battery, so I've already used about half of it already. So I'll be right back. All right. It looks like we are live right now. Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about. I just want to let everybody know if you're just joining us. I had to do something really quick. I had to plug in my laptop computer. It's pretty reasonable that I did that as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and try and share this stream on Twitter, because I, on the other hand, need people to watch this stream, because we got a really good live stream coming up for you tonight, and we're gonna be talking about the NBA season. The NBA regular season is here. The preseason just ended, so we're going to talk about that. I have some banners over here right over here, that you guys are going to see on screen. The power technology here on StreamYard is that I'm using this right now. Is I am going to basically be the person that could have the power technology every single day of the week. So what I'm going to do right now is that I am going to share this live stream if I can. If I could possibly do that. I'm not sure how well this process could go, but I am going to hit copy, and I can see myself on the live feed. So it looks like I can. So I could tell we are actually live right now. But apparently we have, it's a little bit of a delay, so I apologize. I should probably keep my mouth shut about that, because it's a big competition battle going on right now, and I think there we go. That should probably do it right there for the promotion right there. By the way, though, that one person that was watching right now was me. So yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know on that. We may have one viewer right now, but yeah, I have no clue what we're doing. But I do know that this is a test podcast. I wanted to make sure that I get enough people here to watch the stream, because it's really important that we try to get an audience. As you know, I've had a lot of struggles over the last 5 years doing YouTube videos as of 2015 and now, and I've been doing pretty well on YouTube lately, trying to find the information that you need to know. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to put up today's date. By the way, though, it is Wednesday, halfway through the week, December 23rd of 2020. And if you're new to this channel and you want to see more videos like this, the ticker is down below. You can go ahead and please hit that red subscribe button right now if you like, because as we are trying to be #1 all around on YouTube, And also, don't forget, please follow me on Twitter at Podcast Ricky. The link is in the description on the screen, I should say. I'm using a different kind of live stream technology that I can be able to put words on screen. And by the way, though, Merry Christmas Eve Eve. Because tomorrow is Christmas Eve on Thursday, December 24th of 2020. And then Christmas Day is coming up on Friday. So December 25th of 2020, because we don't want to get confused right there. All right, now I'm going to take all this off the screen here, and we're going to talk about today's topic of discussion today. If I can get that up there we go. Is we're going to talk about the 2020-2021 NBA season. Now, the regular season is officially here. It actually started on Tuesday, December 22nd of 2020. A few NBA teams had to win. A few teams did lose, especially the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. By the way, played one good game that night, last night, I should say. I do have a Twitter poll up right now at Podcast Ricky. I'm gonna put that up right now. Part of our discussion for today is who will win the NBA MVP award in 2021. Is it Trae Young or Luka Doncic? I think. If I said that name correctly, I apologize if I didn't. So, anyways, so far right now we have two people that are saying Luka Doncic. So again, that's a hard name to pronounce. So I apologize again for possibly butchering that name a little bit here. So we got two people so far, and we got this for pretty much a good 2 hours as we will try and get all the results in. I know nobody's watching right now, so obviously it's just me talking to myself, me, myself, and I, or something like that. But so far we have 12 people that have seen that tweet on Twitter really quick as well. So yeah, it's pretty good so far. So right now I'm actually going to talk about, I'm going to pull up the information that you need to know right now. And I'm actually going to check really quick. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. All right. So right now, we have been on the air for over 9 minutes now, and I'm actually going to go to Google, the best source of all for the latest details, and I'm going to go put in 2020, 2021 NBA season predictions. All right. So the source I'm using for predicting the NBA 2020-2021 season is Sporting News. Now, basically, Sporting News has the latest information on what you need to know. But here is how these teams are going to probably go down. Oh, and by the way, I just want to remind everybody that my biggest prediction of all time this season is the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the defending champions of the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, a lot of you guys are probably going to say in the comments that, well, Ricky, maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers are not a good team this season. Maybe they still have injuries that they have to deal with. Well, that's kind of true, but they got some good players. The number 5 overall draft pick, Isaac Okoro, which leads into my next poll question, but that will actually go up after this podcast is not live. So stay tuned for those details, and we'll have the final results on this podcast poll coming up. I should say Twitter poll as well coming up. So moving on to the predictions. Now, as you can tell, right now we have 10 teams in the Eastern Conference that could be potential playoff teams. It includes Milwaukee, Boston, Brooklyn, Miami, Philadelphia, Toronto. Then in the play-in tournament, Indiana, Atlanta, Washington, and Orlando. I don't think the Cavs are on the list. Now, in the lottery, Eastern Conference lottery teams for the NBA draft in 2021. Chicago at 11, Charlotte at number 12. By the way, though, the Charlotte Hornets do play the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, and they're actually underway right now in Cleveland, Ohio. So I hope the Cavs get a win tonight, because basically that's what we're going to see from the Cavaliers this season. And we'll get to all those numbers and what you need to know, NBA predictions, everything like that, what the records are going to look like, what you might find out in the playoffs come next year in 2021. Basically, there's a lot in store, people. We are going to be the first YouTube channel to actually talk about these NBA predictions, giving you guys record by record and detail by detail as much as possible. Number 13, Detroit Pistons. Number 14, the team I was talking about just a second ago, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then the number 15 seed, New York Knicks, which, by the way, has a pretty good team so far, but we'll talk about that based off the preseason standings. All right, moving on to Western Conference playoff teams. As you know, the Los Angeles Lakers did play last night. LeBron James earning his 4th championship ring. And the Lakers, by the way, did what no NBA team will probably ever done in 10 years of not winning a championship, is winning a championship in every decade. 2000, 2010, and this year 2020. The question I see here is, if the Lakers of Los Angeles Lakers would go up against Cleveland, and I'm going to use this for example. Cleveland has not won a championship going on 5 years come 2021. The Lakers have won 17 NBA championships, and the Cavaliers only won 1 championship. The Lakers tie the Celtics of Boston for most NBA championships won. If LeBron James plays well, which I know he will, because he's LeBron James, no question. If LeBron James and the Lakers get to their 18th NBA championship, this will be 2 under LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and they will have the number 1 spot in championships, the number 1 lead in championships, in terms of where they stand after 2 seasons of winning championships. This is LeBron James' 3rd year in the NBA as a Los Angeles Lakers player. He's got 2 more years. Everyone is saying, if he wins 2 more championships, could he become the greatest of all time? I don't want to get too much into detail right now because of lots of opinions going out there. But if I would choose between Michael Jordan, LeBron James, I would say LeBron James. Because he plays the game that he loves. And in the next podcast, I'm going to talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan statistics, the stats that I think you all need to know if you guys have not seen other YouTube channels talking about it. So that's just my thoughts right there, because I already know what's going to go down probably 15% of the time, because it's early in the season. My hopes are Los Angeles Lakers and the Cleveland Cavaliers will win in 7, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right, so the Western Conference playoff teams goes like this. Los Angeles Lakers at number 1, for sure. Denver Nuggets not far behind at number 2. Los Angeles Clippers, who, by the way, though, played the Los Angeles Lakers last night on Tuesday, opening night, December 22nd of 2020, and the Clippers did come out on top. I think 116 to 109. So that's pretty good right there. Well, if you're a Clippers fan, yes. But if you're a Laker fan, you should not be proud. Even though they did come close, you should be proud a little bit. But the result of that game is disappointing. But it's only one game. The Lakers still have at least 71 games to possibly make it back into the playoffs. That's possible right there. Number 4, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Then number 5, Utah Jazz, followed by Portland Trailblazers at number 6. Now, these 4 teams will be in a play-in tournament format if it all goes through. Phoenix, Golden State, New Orleans, and Memphis. So obviously, you're looking at that plus 5 Western Conference NBA draft lottery teams: Houston, Minnesota, San Antonio, Sacramento, and Oklahoma City. So that right there is pretty good. All right, so we're looking at the Eastern Conference Finals, which is basically the third round in the playoffs, and you got Brooklyn over Milwaukee. Now, these people are sporting news that are pretty good at what they're talking about, and this gives me an idea. This gives me an idea of where we stand as a fan base in sports. Predictions are just predictions. And these people right there are saying Milwaukee will lose to the Brooklyn Nets, obviously, because Milwaukee has a player that has at least a 5-year extension or somewhat extension. And I'm just saying, for hypothetical reasons, you got Milwaukee and Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then in the Western Conference Finals, you got the Lakers over the Los Angeles Clippers. So obviously, you got one team that's in the playoffs as predicted. But realistically, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to make it to the NBA Finals regardless of how bad they do or how well they do. Well, let me rephrase this. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to try their best with the players they got. And they're going to make it to the NBA playoffs by doing well. If they can win, let's say they win 62 games this season and they lose 10, then obviously they're going to be in. Let's say if they win maybe 50 games and out of 72, you have 22. Well, let's see, so 50 and 20. Let me do my math here really quick. I am so sorry, guys. So let's say this is a 72-game season. They win only 50 games. They're going to go 50 and 22 and be in a play-in tournament. Anything lower than that, that could be trouble for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Any team in the NBA that has a lower record of wins and losses really don't deserve to be in the postseason with the way the record is. Now, every team has great players. Every team has great players. There is no way on earth that the NBA is going to be bad between, excuse me, right there. Basically comparing one team to another. I'm not favoring any other team except for Cleveland. I'm in favor of all 30 NBA teams. And basically, we're looking at possibilities of NBA players making history. Could the teams that these NBA players go to help win a championship in their time as a player? So obviously that's going to be something that I think is going to be a possibility. All right, what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna go to the records. I'm gonna pull up another source of information, and excuse me, and we're gonna see how well we do on these predictions. All right, here we are. I think this is the right one. Yep, CBSSports.com under NBA. And we already have a lot of information right here as well. All right, so here is the 2020-2021 NBA win totals. Now, these are totals that we could see going forward. So I'm going to run down this list right here. You got Milwaukee with 51 wins, Los Angeles Lakers 47.5 wins, but we're going to round that up to 48 wins because realistically, the Lakers could win 48 games. So we're going to look at that as well. So I'm actually going to write those down right now so I can hold myself to them. So you got Milwaukee with 51 wins, Los Angeles Lakers 48, Los Angeles Clippers 47. Then you have Boston at 47 wins. Realistically, it's 46.5 wins, but we round it up to anything 5 or higher, to say the least. Philadelphia, 45 wins. Miami, 45. Denver, 45. Dallas, 43. Toronto, 43. Utah, 41. Portland Trailblazers will have 41 wins on the season. Indiana, 40. Phoenix Suns, 38. New Orleans, 36. Atlanta Hawks, 36. Memphis, you'll have 32 wins on the season. Orlando, you'll have 32 wins. San Antonio, 30 wins. Chicago, 29. Washington, 29. See where else we're at here. Sacramento, 29. Lots of 29s here from 3 teams so far. Minnesota, 28. Charlotte Hornets, 25 wins. Oklahoma City, 25. New York Knicks, 24. Detroit, 23. Cleveland, 22. Can't believe I'm saying that, but they're going to be a tough team this season. But we'll see what happens. Brooklyn. Right now they're saying there's nothing for Brooklyn, Houston, and Golden State. So we're just gonna say Brooklyn will have 21, Houston will have 19, Golden State will have 15. So it looks like, from my point of view, I see is that you have, a few teams that are gonna do well, and I think that the one team, sorry, apologize. So I'm actually gonna go over once again a full rundown of which and these, by the way, these will be on Twitter in the next few minutes at Podcast Ricky on Twitter. You can follow me there. I will have the latest details on all these. I'm going to put these records into my notes, and this is a 72 game season. So I will work on this tonight, and then it should be on Twitter the next few minutes, probably by the time we get the results of the voting. Speaking of Twitter polls and voting, we're going to see how well you guys are voting right now. And so far, 3 votes. We were at 2 votes earlier. Now we are up to 1 additional vote. 3 votes right now for Luka Doncic. That last name is so hard to pronounce, and I'm sorry for all that. So we'll keep post on that, just like that. All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast right here. I think I got enough information that you guys have already know already. I'm going to put the date one more time on this Wednesday, December 23rd of 2020. I'm going to try and go live tomorrow on Thursday, December 24th of 2020 for Christmas Eve. But I'm not sure because there's a lot of snow that's going to be coming to the area over here. I'm not going to say otherwise. I'm not. But let's say that the Midwest is going to get lot of snow in portions, especially out close to the northeast states. We're going to talk about that coming up in the next podcast. But I thank you all for watching, and I appreciate the votes coming in. We're going to talk about the results coming up in tomorrow's podcast, hopefully. And then we'll have, and don't forget, episode number 1 of the podcast coming up in January. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and get some promotions out there for people to actually watch the podcast. All right. Have a great night, everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And thank you so much for watching. Good night.